Welcome back everyone, doing our example 1 video for the washer method, finding volume of a solid generated by revolving something about the x-axis. So if you recall in our last video, we took our region here, we called it R, and we revolved it about the x-axis. We showed you a little animation here of the solid that is generated, so we get this sort of bowl-shaped object with hollow center, and as we slice through it, in the horizontal direction along the axis, you'll notice that we get a washer for each cross section as we slice through the region. So what we're going to do in this video is actually find the volume. So our region is between the curves for y equals 1/2 x and y equals square root of x plus 1, and we're doing it on the interval 0 to 4. So the idea here is that this is at x equals 0, and this right side is at x equals 4, and we are revolving the region about the x-axis. So usually you'll see some sort of rotation, revolution symbol there on the axis that we're spinning it about. So here what we will do is go ahead and first thing draw our rectangle through the region. We always, with disk and washer method, draw the rectangle perpendicular to the axis of revolution. So I will adjust my rectangle here slightly and get it actually vertical there. So now it's perpendicular. We know that we're going to be integrating dx based on the direction. Since it's a vertical rectangle, we will integrate dx. Okay, so having that down, we know that we'll be using this formula up here in the corner. So first thing we need to do is we need to figure out our capital R of x and our little r of x. So remember, capital R of x is the one that is farther away from the axis of revolution. So this one up here, the curvy one, that's going to be our capital R. And the one that is just the straight line on the bottom is going to be our little r of x. Okay, so our straight line, if you can tell by looking at these maybe, this one, 1/2 x, is just the equation for a line. So that's going to be our little r of x. And the one that's curvy and on top and farther away is the square root x plus 1 function, and that's going to be our capital R. So we'll just go ahead and plug those into the formula over here along with our bounds. My a is 0 here and my b is 4, so we'll put those in first. So we'll go ahead and say that the volume is equal to pi times the integral from 0 to 4. And I'm going to start my brackets because I need to square both of these, right? So I'm going to have capital R, which is square root x plus 1 squared. That's my capital R of x squared, minus my little r of x, which is 1/2 x. So minus 1/2 x, all of that squared as well. And we're going to integrate that dx. So we'll go ahead and do some of our squaring here. So we'll get that the volume is equal pi integral 0 to 4. I'm going to go ahead and actually write out 2 copies of this because it may not be super obvious what this is. So if you're squaring something and you need to do some distributing, you can always write out more than 1 copy. I'm going to go ahead and just square this since it's one term. So 1/2 squared would be 1/4. And then x times x would give us x squared there. And we'll go ahead and look at the distributing here. So for this first term that I should get after I start my bracket, root x times root x would give me x. The inner and outer terms, I get plus 1 root x plus another 1 root x. That's going to be plus 2 root x's. And then 1 times 1 for the last thing would be plus 1. All right, minus 1/4 x squared. Integrate all of that dx. No like terms here. All of these x's are different powers. So I'm going to go ahead and actually, if we are maybe a little rusty on integrating square root x, I'm going to go ahead and rewrite it so that I can see it as a power instead. So this would be x plus 2. Square root as a power is the 1/2 power, so this is x to the 1/2 power, plus 1 minus 1/4 x squared. So we'll go ahead and integrate from here. If you can do that in less steps, that's great, but I just want to make sure we don't lose anybody here. That's why you're watching the video, right? Okay, so we will have pi times, we'll go ahead and integrate here. So if I integrate power rule here, the power goes up by 1, and I divide by the new power. Similar thing here, the power goes up by 1, so I would get 3/2 or 1.5, right? And then divide by this new power, divide by 3/2. Instead of divide by 3/2, I'm going to write times the reciprocal, so times 2/3. The antiderivative of 1 would be x here, and then here I have minus 1/4. And then power rule, my x squared, I would add 1 to the power, divide by the new power, so I get x cubed over 3 there after the 1/4, and then from 0 to 4 as my bounds. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do one more line of simplifying this just a bit, and then we'll do our plug-in. So here, x squared over 2 plus, go ahead and combine 2 times 2/3, we'll make that 4/3 here, x to the 3/2 plus x, and then we'll just go ahead and combine the 4 and the 3, we'll say minus 1/12 x cubed, again plugging in 0 and 4. What we might notice when we go to plug in 0, we won't get anything there, we'll just have a bunch of zeros. So all we really need to do is plug in the 4 here. So we'll have pi times, let's see, 4 squared would be 16 divided by 2, so that would be 8 for the first term, plus, be careful here, so 4, if I do 4 to the 3/2, so remember what that means. The denominator in the power means the type of root, and then the top means the type of power. So the square root of 4 cubed is what that's saying. So the square root of 4 would be 2, and 2 cubed would be 8. So we would get 8 here for this times 4, so we'd get a 32/3 from the second term. Okay, plus just a plain 4 there, minus 1/12 times 4 cubed. So 4 times 4 times 4 is 64. So we'll have 64 over 12. Now we can reduce that a bit, right? We'll go ahead and do that. So our volume is going to equal pi times, let me at least combine the 8 and the 4. So I'll call that 12, right? I've just combined those there. We've got 32/3. And then if I divide these by 4, that is actually minus 16/3. So that is nice. We can combine those like terms. So that's going to be pi times 12 plus 16/3. And then if we do quick common denominator to finish this out, we will get pi times 36/3 plus 16/3. And when we add those together, we will get 52/3 times our pi, and we have generated a volume, so this should be units cubed, and if they give us specific units, then we would answer, but otherwise we'll just say units cubed to denote volume. Okay, so that's our first example. Check out our next washer method example. We've got one more that we work out for you, so you can get the hang of this. See you in the next video.